Numbers don't lie, and with what I am about to decipher, I kid you not, even if the Luos vote 101% for President William Samuel Ruto, it shall be as hard as selling miniskirts in Somalia to salvage President William Samuel Ruto with the re-election. Listen. Back in the 2022 general election, the Luo Nyanza counties had an average voter turnout of close to 73%. Homa Bay County, where President William Samuel Ruto had pitched camp 2 days ago, had an average voter turnout of close to 78%, of which this tantamounted to close to 105,000 votes. And when you just have a look at Mount Kenya counties like Kiambu County alone, its voter turnout in the last general election had an average voter turnout of just 60%, of which this translated to 830,000 votes. So imagine this, just 60% of votes from Kiambu County. It is twice 74% from Homa Bay County. And so, just tell me, are you still fully convinced that the Luos are still capable of guaranteeing President William Samuel Ruto a re-election going by these numbers? And this is because if the Luos' best turnout is tantamount to worst of a county from the Mount Kenya region, being Kiambu County. However, in the next general election, I honestly see a string of possibilities that very many Luos are likely not to come out and vote. And this is due to the simple reason that maybe it could be because one of their own favorites, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, shall not be on the ballot come 2027. And this is likely not only to affect the Luo Nyanza alone, but also in the Mount Kenya counties too. Because if the Morema voters are not going to have a presidential candidate in the next general election, then to them too, I see a string of possibilities that their turnout is likely to drop due to having no candidate in that election. Of course, same may happen to the Luo Nyanzas because one of the favorite, being the Right Honorable, might not be on the ballot. That is why I have always believed that in the next general election, it is likely to be very difficult for President William Samuel Ruto to defend his seat. Apparently, one thing that I am sure of is that inasmuch as the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua shall not be on the ballot in the next election, I kid you not, the Morema priests shall preach for 100% voter turnout from his region just for him to revenge against President William Samoei Ruto. And if these numbers that I've stated above are to be taken into consideration and everything remains constant, I kid you not, President William Samoei Ruto's journey to Sugoi is completely unstoppable. However, I know the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga's diehard supporters may also choose to argue that even the people from the Luo Nyanza chose not to vote in the last general election because the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga had forced and planted some leaders for them. But please, let us just stick to the facticity of the numbers. And once again, let me repeat this without any fear of contradiction, that if these numbers are to be taken with a lot of consideration, then I kid you not, President William Samoei Ruto's journey to Sugoi or Kilgoris is completely unstoppable. How I wish that millions of Kenyans should just do the nitty-gritties so that they can take and register as voters purposely with the sinister motive of electing out anything to do with bad governance in the next general election. Anything contrary to that, I kid you not, Kenyans are likely to suffer for the next 5-year tenure. And as I come to the penultimate part of this episode, that has just been my opinion. If by any chance you do have a contrary opinion to mine, you can as well just feel free to drop them in the comment section and I'll give them a right of reply. And by any chance, if you've been watching my videos and you've not subscribed, you can as well just consider hitting on the subscribe button. Thank you and may God bless you.